Hello everyone, welcome back to the Edge Academy. Hope you guys are doing great. So, in this video, we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 2 from Michael Parkin's book, The Economic Problem. Now, don't panic if you have never studied economics, because by the end of this video, you will understand it like a pro. And yes, I will make it fun so it doesn't feel like a boring textbook lecture. So, economics is basically making choices when resources are limited. Think about it. Your time, your money, even your energy is limited. So how do you decide what to do? That's economic problem basically. So in this chapter, okay, okay. So here's what we are going to cover today: the prediction possibility frontier and opportunity cost. Learn what it is and how to calculate the cost of choices. Production versus preferences, like understand efficient use of resources. Number three, current versus future production. The how what we produce today affects tomorrow. So that's basically specialization and trade. Why working together and trading is smart. Economic institution. So all of these subtopics of this lecture. By the end of this video, you will not just understand these, but you will be able to explain them to anyone, even your little cousin. So, start with the first definition, the prediction possibilities and opportunity cost. So, imagine you run a factory that makes pizza and cola, right? So, you can't make unlimited amount of both because resources like workers, ovens, and cans are limited. So, this is where the prediction possibility frontier PPF comes in. The prediction possibility frontier is a boundary. It shows the combination of goods and services you can produce with your resources. So anything inside is possible but inefficient. Anything outside is impossible with current resources. To make it simple, we usually focus on two goods at a time, keeping everything else constant. Economists call this ceteris paribus, which is Latin for everything else stays the same. So, production possibility frontier example. Okay, now imagine your factory produces just two things, pizza and cola, right? So you have got limited resources, workers, oven, ingredients, soda machines. So you can't make unlimited amounts of both. So that's where the PPF comes in. It shows all combination of pizzas and cola you can produce using your resources efficiently. So here's the table to visualize it. Think of it like menu for your factory. Point A is like focusing only on cola, and pizza. Zero pizza and 15 cola. Uh, Look at this point on the graph, which shows zero pizza and 15 cola. And point B indicates one pizza and 14 cola. Similarly, point C indicates two pizzas with 12 cola. Point D indicates 3 pizzas and 9 colas. Point E indicates 4 pizzas and 5 colas, whereas point F, which is the last point, indicates 5 pizzas and 0 cola. So, these all are the mixes of pizza and cola. Notice something important. As you make more pizzas, the amount of cola you can make decreases. Look at this. Pizza, you make 0 to 1 to 3, then 5, but the amount of cola decreases from 15, 14, 12 till 0. So this is the trade-off. You can't have everything at maximum at the same time. The prediction possibility frontier is basically showing all possible ways you can use your limited time or resources. So, in short, the PPF shows the maximum possible combination of two goods you can make efficiently with the resources you have. So, anything inside the curve is possible but not fully efficient. I'm talking about this area inside the curve. Whereas anything outside is impossible with current resources. This area is outside of PPF, which is impossible resources. So, Next one is, now let's understand attainable versus unattainable points. Points on the frontier. Look at the graph. Points on the frontier, production possibly frontier, like E, are attainable and efficient. This point are attainable and efficient. You can make them with your resources. Now look at the point Z. Points inside the frontier like Z are also attainable, but they are inefficient. Resources are not fully used, like leaving ovens off while pizza's orders fill up. So points outside the PPF are unattainable. So you can't make 10 million pizzas with just 5 ovens and 15 cans of cola. So this is how it works. The unattainable points and attainable points. Look at the graph. Unattainable points are outside the PPF and attainable points are inside the PPF. Now let's look at the next slide. Production efficiency. Now let's talk about something super important, production efficiency. So basically production efficiency happens when your resources are being used in the best possible way. In other words, you cannot make more of one good without giving up some of another. Think back up some of another, like our pizza and cola factory. If you are at a point on PPF, like point E, 4 million pizzas and 5 million cans of colas, you are using all your resources perfectly, right? So your ovens are busy, your workers are productive, and nothing is wasted. So you cannot magically produce one more pizza without making less cola because all your resources are fully used. Let me give you a fun analog. Like imagine you are baking cookies and making lemonade for a school fair, right? You have 2 hours and limited ingredients. If you use all the time and ingredients efficiently, like say 50 cookies and 30 cups of lemonade, so you are production efficient. If you try to make 55 cookies without reducing lemonade, it's impossible. You would you would run out of ingredients or time. So that's the essence of production efficiency. Points on the PPF are efficient, points inside the PPF are inefficient, and points outside the PPF are impossible. Understand? Points outside the PPF are impossible. So production efficiency is all about using your resources wisely without waste. And yes, this is what economics means when they say an economy is producing on the frontier, everything else is either wasteful or impossible. Next slide. Inefficient points. So points inside the PPF like Z are inefficient. Why? Because you could produce more of one good without giving up the other. Basically, your resources are not fully used. Imagine your pizza oven is off and your workers are just sitting like. So you can make more pizzas or more cola without extra resources. So that's inefficiency. So inside the PPF is equals to inefficient, on the PPF is equals to efficient, and outside the PPF is impossible. Now let's understand the trade-off along the PPF. Every choice along the PPF involves a trade-off. If you want more pizzas, you have to give up some cola. If you want more cola, you have to give up some pizza. So it's like your free time. You spend more time gaming and less time studying. Every choice has a cost. So trade-offs are everywhere, and the PPF shows the exact trade-offs between two goods. Now let's understand the opportunity cost. So now opportunity cost is a very important idea in economics. It means what you give up to get something else. For example, let's take the same example, pizza and cola. In our pizza and cola factory, if you want to produce more pizza, you will have to produce less cola. So the cola is you give up is the opportunity cost of the extra pizza. It works both ways. If you make more cola, the pizza you give up are the opportunity cost. So basically, Every choice has a cost, and economics is all about understanding these costs. So opportunity cost is basically the value of the next best alternative you give up. Moving from E to F. Look at the diagram. Moving from point E to F, that is basically opportunity cost example. Let's see an example of opportunity cost using our pizza and cola factory. At point E, 4 millions of pizzas and 5 million cans of colas are produced. At point F, 5 million pizzas and 0 cola. So if we move from E to F, we produce 1 more million pizzas, but we lose 5 million cans of cola. So that means the opportunity cost of 1 million pizzas is 5 million cans of cola. Or in simple words, to get one extra pizza, we have to give up 5 cans of cola. That's the trade-off. Now, moving from point E to F, at point F, 5 million pizzas, 0 cola, and at point E, 4 million pizzas and 5 million cans of cola. So, if we move from F to E, look at the diagram. Now we are moving from F to point E. Point F indicates point F. Look at the point F. In simple words, 1 can of cola cost is uh, 1 upon 5 of a pizza. The idea is the same as just before, just flipped. The opportunity cost basically depends on which way you move along the PPF. Opportunity cost as a ratio. Now let's understand this one. Now, opportunity cost can also be written as a ratio. Look at our example. One pizza costs 5 cans of cola. 1 can of cola costs 1 upon 5 of a pizza. It's like a flip. The cost of one good is the inverse of the other. So economists like to think in ratios because it makes comparing costs easy. So the opportunity cost is all about what you give up for what you get, and the ratio helps you to see it clearly. Now let's talk about why the PPF is usually bought outward. That means increasing opportunity cost. This is called increasing opportunity cost. Not all resources are equally good at producing everything. So some workers or machines are better at making pizzas, others are better at making cola. So as you produce more pizza, you have to give up more and more cola. That's why the opportunity cost increases. For example, at first, making one extra pizza might cost 2 cans of cola. Later, making another pizza might cost 5 cans of cola. The more you focus on one good, the higher cost of producing extra units. So this is why the PPF goes outward instead of being a straight line. So the increasing opportunity cost happens because resources are not perfectly adaptable to every use. Now, using resources efficiently. All points on the PPF are efficient, meaning all the resources are fully used. But how do we decide which combination of goods to produce? This is where we compare cost and benefits. The economists use marginal cost and marginal benefit to make these decisions. Now, what is marginal cost and marginal benefit? Marginal cost is the opportunity cost of producing one more unit of a good, whereas marginal benefit is the benefit or value you get from consuming one more unit of a good. Example, if making one more pizza costs 5 cans of cola, is it worth it? Only produce if it is the benefit, how much people value that pizza is greater than cost. So efficient use of resources is not just about producing at maximum. It is about producing the right mix of goods where benefits are worth the cost. Now, marginal cost of pizza. Look at the diagram. As we move along the PPF, the opportunity cost of pizza increases. So the marginal cost is the cost of producing one more pizza. The marginal cost curve shows how this cost rises as production increases. Now, marginal cost of pizza. Look at the figure 2.2. Shows the marginal cost of a pizza. But what does that mean? The marginal cost is simply the opportunity cost of producing one more pizza. Or in other words, how much cola we have to give up to make an extra pizza. As we move along the PPF from fewer pizzas to more pizzas, the opportunity cost rises. That's because some resources are better at making cola than pizzas. So the more pizza we make, the more cola we sacrifice for each additional pizza. The key idea of this slide is the marginal cost increases as we produce more pizza, and it shows exactly what we give up to get one more unit. So that's why economists call it the marginal cost of production. Now let's move to the preferences and marginal benefits. Preferences shows what people like or dislike. So economists use marginal benefit to measure this. Means marginal benefit equals the extra benefit from consuming one more unit of a good or service. We can measure it by how much someone is willing to give up to get one more unit. For example, if you really want pizza, you might give up 5 cans of cola for that. So that's your marginal benefit. Now let's talk about the decreasing marginal benefit. Here is an important principle. The more you have of something, the less you value an extra unit. So this is called the principle of decreasing marginal benefit. Example, first pizza is 5 cans of cola and second pizza equals to 4 cans of cola. Similarly, fifth pizza equals to 1 can of cola. So the marginal benefit decreases as the quantity increases, and we can show this with a marginal benefit curve. Marginal benefit curve. Examples with pizza. 0.5 million pizza means willing to pay 5 cans of cola for one pizza. Similarly, 1.5 million pizza means willing to pay 4 cans of cola. 4.5 million of pizza willing to pay 1 can of cola. Now look at this. As supply increases, people value each extra pizza less. So that's the marginal benefit curve. If you plot all these points, we get the marginal benefit curve. It shows how much people value additional pizzas as supply changes. So economists use this to decide production and understand consumers' choice. So now, this is it for today. Now you know about the production possibility, frontier, opportunity cost, trade-offs, marginal cost, and marginal benefit, all in an easy way. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel TH Academy and hit the bell icon so you don't miss new videos like this. If it have helped you, so comment below. Would you give up pizza for cola or for pizza? I'm curious to know. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist, microeconomics, public finance, statistics, mathematics, and business studies are full of easy to understand lessons for students worldwide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.